Good morning everyone, Unglued Brit here. So, what is on the agenda for today? So, interesting one. We are going to be talking about moral repugnancy in the YouTube community. Should be quite an interesting, informative discussion. I had 6 months off YouTube, and it's given me some time to step back, just watch, I guess, and see how other YouTubers are doing, people who I respect and admire. However, I've come to learn after stepping back and reflecting on some of these people, they express a level of bitchiness and cattiness is the only way that I could describe it. I've kind of lost a bit of respect for them. It's kind of sad. I kind of had to switch off from them. Now I'm not going to say who they are, because the next thing that I'm going to say, in fact, would be considered almost hypocritical. What caused me to basically switch off from some of these YouTubers is this puritanical, I moved to Russia in a puritanical way kind of argument. And they all do it. They poo-poo on other YouTubers to further their own career. And you know what? It's not the American ones, it's the British ones. The British do this. It's usually the British YouTuber who has moved over to Russia, and not all of them, but some do get a little bit puritanical about it. So, to kind of demonstrate, they basically go for this I'm not like other YouTubers kind of argument, you know, like, oh, I'm pure, I moved over in a very certain way, me. But that's the point though, isn't it? So, of course, this whole puritanical thing of, I'm pure, screw all other YouTubers, I'm the best, the sun has never not shone out of my backside. And yeah, I mean, it's quite a hilarious thing. But yeah, there's nothing better than actually stepping back and reflecting and thinking about how basically other people behave and kind of looking at it from an outsider standpoint. And I have started to kind of come to the opinion that, yeah, a lot of men are pretty bitchy and catty from my country, and they're supposed to be representing Brits while abroad. And I hope that I never am like that. At least I hope so. But the point is, right, this idea that people come over here and for some reason they are the pure one and everyone else is just poo-poo around them, I think that that's just a terrible way to get yourself ahead, because it kind of says to your audience, oh, by the way, I am the all-wise and all-knowing of all things because of the way that I did things, and the way that other YouTubers do things makes them lesser than me because I'm pure. I'm pure, me, you see. I'm bloody pure, and you're not pure. You're poo-poo. I'm pure. Don't listen to these other YouTubers because I did things in a very certain way that they didn't. You see, what I'm trying to do is establish myself as a self-proclaimed expert, and if I'm to do that, I need you to listen to me and my advice only, because I know and they don't. You see, they don't know because I know. I, of course, was at the Wimbledon back in 1987. Were they? Exactly. They don't know. They don't know like me. You are representing your nations when you're abroad. So if you're behaving like this, you should pack it in. No. You see, what this kind of moral repugnancy leads to is for subscribers and people that watch our content to just not bloody trust anybody. I mean, why would you trust anybody if everyone's constantly poo-pooing on everyone all the time? When you think about it, if you're a YouTube subscriber and you hear one YouTuber say, oh yeah, by the way, they don't know like I do. They don't know like I do, darling. Yeah, if you hear YouTubers talking with this absolute nonsense, then the first thing that you're going to do is not trust anybody, and maybe another YouTuber will say it about you. And as a result, nobody's going to trust anybody in the space. To be honest, it just leads to a severe level of distrust and cynicism about foreigners that moved to Russia. And that's why I had to bring this up in my second video after 6 months, because I just want to clean the air with this one, because it's something that I noticed even 6 months back, but I didn't say anything. I was kind of like, yeah, it's a little bit rude. I probably wouldn't go about it like that. It's like you wouldn't do it in a corporate environment or a business environment. You just don't do that. You know, like, you can proclaim yourself as an expert by all means if you know things, but to take a massive dump on other YouTube channels because you think that yours is purer and the sun somehow shines out of your backside brighter than other YouTubers is just quite ridiculous, to be honest. It leads to this kind of toxic environment. And also the way that they say it, like, you know, if you've got something to say, now I was always brought up to just say it to people's faces, you know, to basically just bring people up on it and say, oh, you know what, I don't think that's right. And that's the thing in this era of social media, there's no reason not to be able to reach out to people privately and talk to them about something, or even have them on your channel, because we're all in this together and we're a community. And at the end of the day, to just poo-poo on everyone else's channel will eventually just lead to this level of skepticism that, to be honest, is not needed and is not very conducive or productive way to run a channel, in my opinion. Now, I'm not one to tell anybody how to kind of run their thing, but, you know, when you're taking a dump in someone's backyard, then it's kind of like, well, you know, who are you talking about and whose backyard was it? Was it my backyard? Is that who you're talking about? Because if it was, you should reach out to me personally. Alternatively, you can reach out to whoever privately if you think that for some reason you are the expert and you're better than everybody else because, of course, you were at Wimbledon and you were at the snooker championships back in the 90s as well, of course, yes. Like I say, there's nothing wrong with proclaiming that you are some form of expert in a field of expertise, but to absolutely invalidate and give a middle finger to all of the creators that are around you just doing the same thing as what you're doing in order to somehow further your own career or further your following or build some kind of cult-like following around you of people that, of course, end up thinking, oh, yeah, well, I will only listen to this guy then because this guy said that the others are just a load of scoundrels that don't really know what they're talking about in comparison to themselves. Kind of just leads to, yeah, just this distrust in the community. And I think that is truly, truly morally repugnant, that kind of behaviour. Hence why I wanted to put this video out today, because, again, it's kind of, it's got to hit home. Someone's got to say it, and someone's got to nip it in the bud. Hopefully it falls on the right ears. If this is you, yeah, if this is you that's doing this, really reflect on what you are doing, because you are not just you're not just trying to damage the reputation of people around you, you're also damaging your own reputation, because a lot of people see right through that rubbish and will eventually bring you up on it. That's why I need to say it now, because it's kind of like, it's so unprofessional. I mean, goodness, have you ever worked in a corporate environment before? Would you do that in a professional setting? If you would, I wouldn't want to work with you. I wouldn't want to do business with you. Not a chance. Absolutely not. Like, you wouldn't do it in business, would you? Why'd you do it on YouTube? Who do you think you are? It's a bit like kids who spread rumours in the playground. It's childish. It's ridiculous. That's why I brought this up today, because before I continue making videos, someone's got to say this. Because, yeah, I know it's just a rant, right, about just what you hear. I just find it so ridiculous that people do that. You know, it's childish. It's like really bitchy and petty, and you need to really nip it in the bud, because, again, you're only damaging your own reputation. Because, you know, I don't know about other people, but When I listen to that, the way that I perceive it is, yeah, you're trying to step on other people's toes. You're trying to basically dominate a space by discrediting anyone else within that boundary, which is just repugnant. It's just morally repugnant. So yeah, I thought I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it before it gets out of hand. I really think, and you know what, if you don't know if it's you, just go and watch your own YouTube videos. Yeah. In future, if you ever want to say, and this is a productive path forward, if you ever want to say something about someone, say it to said person. Why don't you just call them out and have them on your channel and have a conversation with them, and do it nicely? Even just say, yeah, can I let's have a little chat or something, or even just personal message and say, I don't think that's right. I've got different information. That's one thing you can do. Have you thought about that? Have you thought about that? Because seriously, you're just making yourselves look like jackasses when you do that. Yeah, like, I don't know, maybe it was my upbringing. I just wasn't brought up that way to find it okay to just say, oh, I'm an expert in something and these other people are not experts like me, because I'm pure, you see. I am pure. I am the purest of the pure. I am the cleanest water, just surrounded by all of this filthy water, but I am the clean water because of X, Y, and Z reason. I think that's just ridiculous. Listen to yourselves, for God's sake. It's beyond a joke, really. So that's why I thought, you know what, before I continue making content, I'm just going to say that. You know what, like, that needs to stop. That literally needs to stop, because, right, there are other people from, say, Britain, from America, from around the world, that want to actually move here. And when they hear that kind of nonsense, it's really off-putting, because then you don't know who to trust, you don't know who you can listen to, you don't know who can help you, because everyone's acting like the British, the bloody British, are acting like they are self-proclaimed experts. I am absolutely 100% excluding any American content creators. Respect to American content creators. And I'll tell you what, it's a psychological thing, because in Britain, British people do tend to look at other people. Okay, let's say if someone starts getting successful in Britain, yeah. Now, there was a social experiment done on this, Americans and British. Now, Lamborghini drives around Los Angeles. Guy gets out. What's the first thing people ask? Oh man, how did you make that money, dude? Wow, what do you do for a living? You know, that's the question that people ask in America. It's very much a conducive kind of, we'll build each other up kind of community. And that's why they're a lot more successful than poor little England, because they did the same experiment in Britain. I would love to find that experiment for you. Drives around in a Lamborghini, and then all of a sudden you can see that people are around, like, just going like, I wonder who he screwed to get that. You know, like, oh, who does he think he is? And all that sort of stuff, you know, like trying to put the guy down, like as if, I don't know, he's like a bad guy, like he must have screwed someone, he's too big for his boots or something like that. So yeah, like, that's the thing. Like, since I've had time to step back and just look at the situation on the ground and just observe and pay close attention to people, I've realised, you know, who I want to associate myself with moving forwards with this channel and who I don't want to associate myself with. And you know what? I really don't like to have a pop at my people, my blood, my brothers, really. But however, I have to in this case, because to be honest, like, I've got to look at that and think, you know what, like, I don't want to be lumped into that category with people that do that rubbish. You know, like, I do not, and I will not. So that's the thing. Before I start, that's one bit of housekeeping, really, before I continue making content. It needs to be said, because I notice it, and I notice it a lot, and it's like the most ridiculous thing. But yeah, that's about it from me, really. I'm going to switch off here, guys. Anyway, I'm going to be signing out. Please like and subscribe if you want. If you don't, I don't really care. But, you know, like, I'm doing it just because I feel like it, really. Put this all together, haven't I? So might as well start doing YouTube videos, to be honest. So whoever watches, whoever likes it, any future videos, can kind of, watch, and if they don't want to, they don't have to, do they? Yeah, just thought I'll get that bit of ground keeping out. So if this is you, or you don't even know, and maybe you just did it like offhandedly, maybe if you don't know, just look at your old videos. If you're doing that, right? Because like that needs to be nipped in the bud so quickly. It's like but everything else is good. Everything else is good. Right, I'm gonna sign out now, guys. I'll see you soon. Take care, all.